Hi Scrapbookers, this is Megan and I have another layout for you. Today I'm going to be scrap lifting this layout that I found on Pinterest. And I'm going to be using that paper with the Christmas tree on it as the background. Also, I pulled out this Lawn Fawn Fa La La paper. And I'm going to back my photos with the green chevron. These are just some photos of Jonas and Brennan opening up a present from Santa. And these are from Christmas 2007. If you haven't been following me for a very long time, I am trying to catch up to the year 2015. I'm way back in 2007, so I know that that's crazy, but for me, I just can't, I don't know, like lately I'm doing better about not having to scrap in chronological order, but a lot of the time I just like to scrap these old photos and just remember life back then because it was so much easier when they were littler, which is kind of funny because you would think it would be harder when they're little, but I don't know. For me, I really loved it. So I left a little edge on that bottom picture, and I was thinking about putting those enamel dots there. So I have them there, but they don't end up staying there. I pull off this sticker. I believe this is a recollections pack. And I'm going to end up using that, but I wanted to make sure that I got the photos down first. So I'm gluing all the photos down. And then I thought maybe I could use some twine and put it down at the bottom, and then just tie a knot and have some extra twine hanging down, and I really like that. So I'm going to take off these enamel dots. I was trying to place them on top of the twine, but that doesn't end up working. So here I'm trying to use my glossy accents to glue them down, but that wasn't really working either. So I think I'm going to give up in a little bit. This layout is old. I think I made this back in November, so I don't quite remember the whole process. So now that I've got all of my photos down, I'm going to start embellishing. I'm going to use this red polka dot washi tape, and I'm just going to place this Happy Holidays sticker there. Here is where I finally decide to take off those enamel dots, and I'm going to put this little 3D Santa embellishment down there instead. And I really like that. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to move on. I am going to cut down this scrap piece of paper and make it into a banner. I also pulled out this Starburst one, and I'm going to make a little banner with that background paper as well. So here I just spend a little bit of time cutting up these papers to make them into banners. And the red one I kind of pulled down a little bit from the top because I wanted it to be a little bit longer. And it turns out fine, but in my album now there's a little bit of a space because one of the stickers falls off. So So I put that ivy, what is that stuff called? Not ivy. Now I can't even think of what it's called. So I put 2 of those stickers there, and as I'm looking at it right now in my album, one of them has fallen off, and I have no idea where it went, so. But anyway, so I just put some more of that washi tape around each one of the photos. And now I'm going to use up some of these buttons. And this was the month that Nicole Jones was doing the challenge to pick 10 embellishment packs and to use them up. And that was one of the embellishment packs that I wanted to use up, and I just used it up. So that was really fun and exciting. Okay, so now I'm just putting some of these enamel dots around the layout. I'm looking for a journaling card that I can use to do some journaling on. So I picked this 3x4 card. And I kind of place it around the layout a couple different places because I can't decide where I want to put it. Finally, I'm going to decide on putting it up in that area right there above the buttons. And I am just going to do my journaling on there. I peeled up that piece of washi tape because I didn't want it to go to waste. And I'm just going to put it right there to the right of that bottom photo. Now I'm trying to think about what I want to do for my title. And I knew that right after this page I was going to do another page with some more of these pictures of this little bus that they got. And so I'm going to end up making this a 2-page layout. And instead of making you wait to watch the second page, I'm going to put both videos together. So this video is going to be a little bit longer than normal. So here I just put around a few of these enamel dots, and I think I'm going to end up using up this whole pack. I put some on the tree, and yeah, I'm just kind of placing them all around. And I really like how that turned out. It was kind of a fun little idea. So that is almost all used up. I guess I just had 4 more left, and they were the really big ones, so I didn't really want to use those. So here now I'm going to start pulling out excuse me, pulling out the letters for my title. And I guess at this point I hadn't decided to make this a 2-page layout, so I was gonna try to spell bus or something like that. I don't even remember what my first original idea had been. But this layout, or not this layout, the alpha is kind of a funky alpha. I like it. It's glittery and the glitter gets everywhere. But I really like the alpha. It's just that the letters are not all the same size. So some of the lowercase letters are bigger than other lowercase letters. So it was really weird to use. So I decided not to use that. Here I'm just going to put a little triangle piece there and layer it, just for a little bit extra pop right there next to the photo. So I am almost done with this layout. I'm just kind of showing you the different areas. And then I come back and decide I am going to do this as a 2-page. And so this page is going to say let's. So I'm just looking for an L, and I found this lowercase one, but I didn't like how it looked. So I'm just going to put together a lowercase L and a lowercase I and glue those together to make a capital L. Oh, and I'm going to add some washi tape to this area right there underneath the title. And the nice thing about these alphas was that they were sticky on the back, so I just had to peel off the backing and I didn't have to use glue to stick them down. As far as I know, sometimes that doesn't always work. I don't remember having to use glue. Okay, so that is the end of that layout. For this next layout, I'm going to use this scrap lift from Pinterest as my inspiration. So I have these 4 photos, and these are the 2 embellishments that I want to use up. They are from a Studio Calico kit from 2014, I think. They might have been from 2013. So here I'm just pulling out a couple different pieces of paper from my Christmas scrapbooking kit that I made from my stash. And I had this paper that I wasn't very fond of, so I decided to turn it over and use the back side. I'm going to cut down a couple of these photos because I don't need them to be the full 4x6. And now I'm going to mount them on just this white scrap piece of paper. And once I'm done with that, I can finally start layering all of these papers together on the page. I'm going to trim that red one just a little bit, and then I'm going to start gluing down the papers. I didn't want to move them because I really liked how I had placed them here, so I end up just kind of gluing them down by picking them up, just one side of them. So here I'm going to start placing my photos on my layout. I like how this looks, so now I am going to start thinking about a title. I decided to make a little card or a tag to put the title on. I use my crocodile to punch a hole in it. And then I decided that I didn't really like the one that I had already made. So here I am attempting to make another one and to make it more symmetrical this time. and it does work. So I'm going to use that one. I'm also going to use this doily. And I'm going to put this flare piece right there at the top of that tag, and it just says click, click, click. Then I'm going to pull out these, I think they're My Mind's Eye alphas. And I'm going to use that doily right behind there. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this little paperclip arrow because I really like it and I want it on the layout. Here I'm thinking I'm going to put the title up there at the top. I don't know why I stepped away with the layout except for that tag. So here I came back, and it looks like I'm putting the letters back on. So now I've finally decided I'm going to use that tag to put my title on. But it just doesn't look right to me. So I'm eventually going to use the washi, the red polka dotted washi tape. But here I'm just going to put down the title, Take a Ride. And this is where I'm going to put the washi tape down. And stick the A back on top. And I feel like it needs a little bit more, so I'm going to put some... I pull out a blue, but I decide I don't like it. So I'm going to put some up at the top and also a little teeny tiny strip at the very bottom. I like how that looks now. So the A didn't want to stay, so now I have to glue it on with my glossy accents, and that worked. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. I'm sorry about that. I seem to be fussing with something. Here I have that little piece of a doily that I'm going to just put down there, and then I'm going to glue the tag down. So now I am gluing down that arrow because it wasn't staying very well, and so I just wanted to make sure that it stayed. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue on there. I'm going to pull out some of these rhinestones and put them in a few places around the layout. Now I'm just kind of looking everything over and thinking about what else it needs. I'm kind of picking up a few things around my desk just so it doesn't feel so cluttered. And then I'm looking through some stickers that I have to the right of me while I scrapbook, and I'm going to pull them out. They're going to be black, and they're going to have Christmas sayings like Santa, let's see, memory and joy, I believe, are the ones that I use. Oh, and excited. So that is the end of this layout. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you'll come back again. Bye.